All right, you guys. So I don't even know what happened last time that we were hanging out, but I found the character sheets, and we're gonna go over each one of these guys before we start our solo campaign from the prison of Measure-Cane. First up, we have the goodest of good boys, the soldier bear himself, Wojtek. Specifically, the ghost of Wojtek the soldier bear. Who the heck is Wojtek the soldier bear? All right, so check this out. This is real. This really happened, you guys. In World War II, the Polish people were fighting in World War II, right? And there was this Syrian brown bear named Wojtek. And he ended up being the best sort of support character for their platoon ever. He was able to carry around all of these armaments. He carried soldiers off of the battlefield, and he intimidated the enemy forces a bunch. His war brothers left him to die in a zoo. But the whole time, at least as the legend goes, he was very much just waiting for them to come back. So when he enters our, horrible World Without Skies, the interdimensional underworld where all this takes place, his grief manifests in the form of this sort of horny crest. Personality is very sort of jolly, pacifist, very much a teddy bear. Iconically teddy bear. Like, I can't even think of a bear in history that would display the qualities that are attributed to the teddy bear better than old Wojtek here. With his stats, he's Order Class 3 and he's level 3. So he's like beefy and tanky out the gate. And he's got superior Ursa senses. But his natural inclination towards hijinks is, I'm excited to see how that changes where things go. His crest of grief manifested from the That You Lost invocation. But we'll meet him very soon. I can't wait to see what he brings to the table. And really, the sort of quest line for us to follow with Wojtek is like, how many times is he gonna die and get reborn? And like, is he gonna retain his youthful, childlike wonder soul? Is he gonna still be a light in this massive darkness? Is he gonna survive this cruel world without skies, you guys? All right, next up, we have this character that I randomly rolled start to finish. This is Cleo Abraxia, Empress Divine. She is a witch daughter. She is a living scroll that was burned inside of the Library of Alexandria. And the Library of Alexandria herself, the spirit of the temple of the Museum, manifested in the World Without Skies as Serapis, the mother of witches. And she is literally the ghost of the Library of Alexandria. And whenever she walks around, she leaves the tatters of her scrolls everywhere she walks. And from these burnt scrolls sprout forth these beautiful and weird women of the dark. And Cleo Abraxia, she has a scroll of Egyptian political philosophy. So that was what we rolled for her. In addition to this, witches have their own magic called witchcraft. You might have heard of it, but in the World Without Skies, witchcraft is very different. It's not like, herbs and sage and Gardnerian grimoires. Her whole bent is that she wants to become a real royal power in the World Without Skies. She wants to fight the crowns of order and supplant them. She wants to steal those crowns and wear them for herself. They are the objects of the most power in this underworld realm. And she's really good at it. She's basically, she's basically Hillary Clinton, you guys. She has history, all these social skills for politicking. And the funny bit of all of this is that she is already an outlaw. The craziest bit that we rolled for Cleo Abraxia is game breaking for specifically what we're playing, which is from the prison of Meserkane. We're trying to get through the 7 levels of this prison inside of the World Without Skies. So really, her quest for power is the driving force for this party. She wants to break out of this prison so she can make her own kingdom and say, screw you to all of these other kings. But specifically, she learned a false command. So all of these kings have their true names of power. And these royal sorcerers, whether or not they live in the courts of these kings, or if they're, you know, in the background and they're being like double agents, you know, spies, freelances, if you will, we call them royal sorcerers. And they speak the syllables of these kings, and they try to do so very secretly. But when you speak a syllable of the king's true name, like these alarms go off, and the spirit of their crown hears it, and it manifests a magic of their power. And of course, in all the random rolls for all of the things in this book, we rolled that she, Cleobraxia, knows the syllable for the crown of Sentry, and that is the crown that is wielded by the Fair King. And the Fair King isn't called such because he's pretty. He is pretty, all right? He's, you know, he's got some Band of the Hawk vibes, you know what I'm saying? But he controls all of the portals to the Fair Lands, and that's literally just every other realm that isn't the World Without Skies, because comparatively, they're a lot prettier. So all of these portals right here, they open up. They are fair doors to fair lands, and he is the Fair Land King. And Cleobraxia has learned the syllable that allows her to open any door by the might of this Crown of Sentry. Very cool, because we're talking about 7 layers of these prison cells. We're going through this mega dungeon of all these prison cells up until we meet Meserkane himself and try to evoke his 7-fold curse. We have to trigger his curse and survive it, and then he lets us leave. I don't know how we're going to do this. But the end result of all of this is that whenever she uses the Crown of Sentry false command, it alerts the forces of the Fair King, because obviously the kings want to protect their powers. Finally, this is an accidental character that was born out of a meme that I had, and here's the meme. 15 to 25 rats. Imagine what you could do with it. So we're starting our game in the lowest part of this prison, in this little ragtag misfit town of prisoners that have tried to stay safe. And the only way to stay safe in this kind of place is to band together and make damn sure that everybody in your community never tries to leave the town. Because if you try to leave the town and escape, you're opening more cell doors, and the bad stuff in those doors will kill you, and then it'll come down to the town and eat everybody else. So the one rule of this town, the town of Mire, is to never try and escape the prison. And if you do, the sheriff is going to get you. And the sheriff's right-hand man is not actually a man, but instead about 15 to 20 rats. His name is Vermin the Watch. He's trying to hold on to his consciousness as a collective swarm of magical hell rats, right? So he's like the ultimate familiar and the ultimate rogue. And his whole thing is he's trying to figure out the true reality because he's so confused by the fact that he can think. He's just like, am I a person? I am a person. And he's fighting to maintain his individual consciousness, being this collective of 15 to 20 rats. And yeah, he also has a skull that's like shattered, and like the rats, they speak through the skull just so they can try and look like they're a person more, so that they can interact with other people. But it's all out of like insecurity. He's really cool. And he's actually sort of like the informant for the sheriff of the town. And the first episode that we're starting in is actually right when Cleobraxia tries to get Vermin to do the unthinkable, which is leave the town of Mire and abscond away with her on her suicide mission to become the next queen of the world without skies. So, that's our starting party, and I'm really excited for this campaign, and I hope you join us. And who knows what's going to happen? Anything could happen in here, you guys. Oh, no! Oh, no. What have I done? Are you telling me that my Christian mom was right? This whole time, playing these dice dungeon games? Sending you straight to hell? Wait, so you guys are telling me that this whole thing is real? How is this possible? Why did I even... Did I really make this? I was just riffing, you guys. This is all a bit. Wow, this is a lot. This is terrible. Why did I make this? You guys, I don't... First off, it's really nice to meet you, I guess. I just didn't expect this to happen. I guess I'm the fourth party member. I guess I have to escape the prison of Mezarkane. Oh, God. So, any chance you guys know what a role-playing game is? I know this might be an alien concept, but, so I made this book. I wrote this book. I know it looks like a wizard book, but it's not. This is what we call a role-playing game. Okay, so you act as different characters and you play through these fantasy dramas where you go to cool places and you go on an adventure. Usually they're really dangerous and they drive you to the limits of your soul. Yeah, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'll explain as we go along. Actually, in my homeworld, today is when we're releasing the book. You can buy this. If you're on Earth, you can buy this right now. It's on the funeral. You don't need dice to play. You just guess a number. Can you guess a number? 1 through 20? You don't know how math works? Yeah, human math is really weird. But basically, all you gotta do is guess the number I'm thinking of, okay? You guess the number I'm thinking of, and you can start playing today. That's all you gotta do. But what this does is it shows you how to have the most immersive roleplay experience that you possibly can have playing these games. And we use soliloquies to go into and dive into the depths of the souls of each character. No, soliloquy is when you share your innermost thoughts and feelings with the audience, the muse. No, the muse is your friend. You don't have to... That's not how that works. Please share this with all your friends. Help me get home, I guess. Share this with Keanu Reeves, with your gaming group, with Pope. The Stranger Things kids. I don't want to be here. I thought it would be cool. It's not cool. Okay. I guess we're gonna try and escape the prison of Mezarkane. Oh, okay, bye you guys.